Hi, everybody. Paul Spiteri here from the Lending Practice, along with David Hobbs. It's been a little while during our summer vacation, David, before we've had one of our LinkedIn video chats, but it's good to be back here in the fall now that the summer's over here in the U.S. It's time to get back to innovating, and David and I are here to talk about our commercial lending training service, which has generated a lot of interest in our business and our offerings, and we're here to talk a little bit about it today. And David and I want to talk a bit about how we're constructing our offerings, because we really have put together a couple of components here, right, David, to really get our clients up to speed in terms of industry training, process kind of training and recording, right, for lack of a better term, plus systemic kind of training that can all be recorded in one place.
Exactly, yeah, and then this is really the natural evolution of something that we've been talking about before, Paul, in relation of the commercial lending readiness program. We put together a whole stack of content designed to train new entrants in the business, in the commercial lending business. As we've shared that and spoken about that with our clients, we found there was a lot of interest in the content, and we've kind of deviated away from actually training resources and making resources available to, okay, well, what can we do with this content? Because it's very valuable content. So this illustration you can see here kind of shows where we are in this process right now. On the left-hand side, you have the commercial lending business training. And as you saw in our previous videos, we were talking about, the Learning Hub. And we've got, I think it's over nearly 100 individual training videos in there, some animated videos, some real person, myself and you, Paul, were talking about various aspects of the business. All of that is pre-packaged and ready to go, but it's business level training. But following on from the conversations we've had with our clients, there's a definite level of interest in taking that into the context of our client's business. And Paul, I know that this is an area we've talked with a number of our clients about how we can extend this training to fit into a bank's organization and operating model. So maybe you'd like to share your thoughts on that.
Yeah, we think about it, right? Training isn't the most sexy thing, right? And when you're operating a team or you're in a software business, but what we've seen, David, especially last couple of months since we've kind of hatched this idea, is I think kind of few things are coming together. There's tooling available, right, between our online training hub, the AI, right, presence of the ability for AI to get into so many different areas to help an organization. I'm going to introduce our AI agent in a little bit, plus the fact that banks need to have a sustainable kind of methodology, documented process of everything, right? Our training around the industry has caught a lot of attention, and I think part of it, David, because of what we've done is our training is very practical, right? Because it's not this long-winded bunch of pages and definitions, and people are asleep in 15 minutes. Ours is video, it's interactive, it's you explaining how to calculate break funding. We talk about the industry, we talk about, what accounting and finance do within, commercial loan operations. We talk about, the credit side. Ours is so much more realistic and practical for people. I think that's what's caught the attention of our clients and people that we're speaking with. And what we've talked about here, bringing it all together, is you can look at having industry training, and then every client uses, let's get the system. Every client has a different operating model. We've lived this, in this business for 8-9 years now, and seeing how different banks operate, right? And there's reasons for that, right? Some are great reasons, and they do it for, because of their structure. Others, you scratch your head and you wonder why. But the point is, everyone does this. So capturing how you at a bank actually work and can then train someone on your methods is important. And then the last piece is system training, right? All these vendors offer all their training with all their, they use AI like it's literally coming out of the faucet, but it doesn't reflect how their customers use their systems, right? So that's the difference, and that's where we think our solutions and our approach is radically different and more effective for our clients.
Yeah, and I think so. If we bring that into the context, you can follow a natural path. If you don't, for example, if you don't understand what, to your earlier example, what breakage costs really mean, you can understand the business concept from our business training, and then you can follow that path logically through to say, okay, now I understand the concept. What's the operating process? What do I need to do within our operating model to ensure that this break funding is captured properly? So that would probably involve reaching out to Treasury and getting breakage costs from them, and then looking at how do I process this in our system. So it's a natural flow of understanding the business aspect, understanding the operational process, and then understanding that into and then applying that into the solution itself. So in terms of our training service, we've kind of now got two arms to this service. One is the learning hub, or the training portal, as we call it, which we've shared with this group previously, but it's really a structured training hub where you could have a learning path aligned to operational roles, and it's full of all of these bite-sized video tutorials that Paul was mentioning. And then on the other side is our new AI based support engine, which is we've named Apollonia, and if you ever meet us in person, we'll explain the whole logic behind that naming concept. But the key word is loan in there, as you can see. But both of these arms or branches of our service are using this core content that we've put together. So if we just maybe look at remind everybody about the training portal, broken down into specific modules with the content in there of these animated videos, also in person, or real person, as in myself or Paul, video tutorials going through all aspects of the business. So if this is an example, a screenshot you can see here of one of the video tutorials. There's regular knowledge checks in there, but it's a learning path. So the whole idea and the concept behind this is that you can actually put a structured learning path together that you can track the progress that's being made, and there's regular validations and knowledge checks that are going on in there. So and you can see here on the left hand side, this is just a screenshot from the hub itself, but all these different topics. This is just within module 1, which is the introductory level to commercial lending, but there's all these different topics in there. And this is a living, breathing content, which we're still adding to even now. We're still putting new videos in there. It also has a search function, so you can put in a topic, break funding, coincidentally, that we were talking about, and that will bring up one of the tutorials which you could access. And this is a screenshot of one of what I would call the in-person, which is me walking through the actual concept itself. So that's the online training portal, which we've talked about before. But what we really wanted to talk about now is our AI-based engine. And Paul, I know this is one of your favorite aspects of what we put together. So maybe you could share your thoughts on this.
Well, David, Apollonia was born on conversations you and I had, and some discussions I've had with some trusted advisors of mine who kind of helped me think about things for the business. I think this is our perfect entry into AI for what we do, right? I mean, AI doing so many different things. Our customers are starting to explore it in a lot of different ways. We look at it as, because we have so much knowledge in this industry across our entire team, ourselves, information we've gathered, that we can create an AI engine that allows customers, essentially a virtual consultant, where it could be, again, we're looking at industry, bank-specific op models, and then bank-specific system use. And Apollonia was born, as David mentioned. Those of you who are of our age might be able to figure out where that name came from, if you're a movie buff like us. But I think, David, I'd love to just do a quick question to Apollonia as we wrap up, this video. I'd love for everyone to see Apollonia make a quick appearance.
Sure. Let me just switch to my other screen, and you can put your thoughts together as to what particular question you'd like to put to.
Now, yeah, we can't ask Apollonia, how to bake a cheesecake, or what's the best time to visit Iceland to go on vacation. But we can ask Apollonia, how do I calculate PIK interest? I wonder what she's going to say.
So they're looking now at the content that we have, and now it's scanning all of the video and documentary content that we put into the Learning Hub and putting all this together. So now here you are with an example of how PIK interest could be is calculated. So it gives you a practical example. But the other thing I like in particular about this is that it will link you to the artifacts and the content that we have. So here it's going to take you to our glossary document. It also will ask you a question. Do you want to go a bit deeper into this? And you can have a full interactive conversation. This is where this concept of the virtual consultant was really born, was that, these are the questions that you're going to get asked. What is PIK? Okay, well, let's understand what PIK does. And now can I see a practical example? And if you then look at what we were talking about earlier, the next question is, how do I book PIK transactions using our LoanIQ setup? That's what we can build for our clients, specific to their configuration and operating processes. That would be the follow-on questions that would be asked here. So then you've got a full end-to-end interactive AI-based virtual consultant to really give that level of assistance. So you're not plowing through loads of user guides or trying to go onto support sites and putting in words and hoping that keyword might find something for you. This is real relevant content and valuable content that can really assist everybody in their day-to-day business. And also as we think about the next generation of loan operations resources, this is what they're going to be used to. They're going to be used to using the AI engines, and again, this is something that's going to be tremendously valuable to them.
This is great, David. We would love to talk to our clients, prospective clients, people that see this video. We've had a lot of conversations over the last 2 weeks. We have a couple of more scheduled. We're really, really excited about what we're bringing to the market. And if you're interested in any of these topics, please contact myself or David, and we'd be happy to set up a demo. So David, thanks for setting this up, and we'll be back with more from the lending practice next week.
Thanks, everybody. See you soon.